And all the ladies say, I like that. And all the ladies say, welcome to the champagne life, where trouble is a bubble in a champagne glass. Dreams and reality are what they say. And we gonna do it like this. Got an addiction.
We're gonna let you pop your bottle.
Like every day is my birthday, no, but I'm 80. And reserve time, I stand for my city. Making my friends in about 6 minutes.
Welcome to Champagne and Conversation, everyone. We have Durga, and she's partying. We waiting for her to pop her bottle. Woo! Cheers.
Baby, I know you say me. It's all about them fast car nights.
Hey. What's up, Durga?
Hey.
How are you, Mama?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing well now that we had a little sip. I've been waiting all day for that. I needed it today. You just don't even understand. So thank you so much for joining Champagne and Conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the beautiful Durga on with us, and she is going to talk about her new music career. I'm certain that you all were able to check her out on her YouTube. Well, the YouTube, I posted her music, and it is dope, girlfriend. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
So welcome. So tell us all about how Durga came to be into this music industry. I know you and I were kind of touching base a little bit, and this is your passion. So we know what happens when passion sets in.
Exactly. So again, my name is Durgaveli. I'm from Brooklyn and Queens, New York. Born and raised in Brooklyn, and then later relocated to Queens. My father was a DJ. And every morning he would play his house music, his hip hop, his freestyle music. And with that being said, music was just life for me, waking up to music every single day. And then, I started writing poetry, and then it went from poetry to rapping. And then we had talent shows in school. I would always perform. I would always be the only girl rapping. And it just happened, and I just kept doing it. I perfected it. And it wasn't until my father got sick and passed that I really was like, okay, what am I waiting for? Like, what am I waiting for to really go and do this and really live my passion and do what I love to do? So I really just took the reins, and I linked up with a producer by the name of City the King, and he helped me find my sound, as well as Pierre Fontaine and Happy Feliz. They're part of my team. Shout out to Apex, shout out to Fresh Mind. And they helped me develop myself and help me become myself. And then, I took branding and marketing classes. So, it became, okay, now it's time to brand Durga. Who's Durga? And for those of you who don't know, Durga is actually a Hindu goddess, which means the invincible.
Beautiful.
And then, I have another part of my name, which is Veli, which is after Max B, one of my favorite rappers. And I just put it together, and you have Durgaveli, and I'm here. I've been rapping now, recording for about 4 to 5 years. Okay. Recently, I linked up with Federal District Records, and have been working closely alongside Nimrod. We just had a single that we just released a couple days ago called The Worst. The video is out. And then, he really pushed me to release Trabajo, which is not my first single, but a single that I had for a while that I was like, this is it. This is it. I waited to the perfect time. I had to get a lot of things together for that song because I wanted to bring Cuba to Brooklyn.
Okay.
And if you listen to the song, there's a lot of Afro beats and Afro-Cuban. My producer on that was Pierre Fontaine. He was in the studio with his drum playing, and I was just in there, and I was like, all right, this is it. And we came about with Trabajo. So I'm grateful for my team. Shout out to everybody who has helped me and pushed me and motivated me to be there. So super excited.
And one thing that I love is the line about the glow. I was just like, that is my girl. It's definitely Southside got the glow. That's it. I was just like, we got to connect. So congratulations to you. And I think that it's amazing that you had that blessing and that push in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of the COVID. And I think that that again is to be said for, unfortunately, your father being away in the physical realm. However, spiritually, he's probably still smiling and here with you
Oh, yeah.
and excited about you releasing this even in this time. So you stay motivated and you stay prayed up and you stay excited about all of the connections because it's divine and alignment in terms of everything that you're doing. I think that, with your releasing all of this right now in the pandemic, it definitely says something. Now, as it relates to your marketing and branding, how are you planning to do the rollout in the midst of COVID and that? Are you going to do any kind of like virtual tours or what are you thinking to do?
Well, we've had before the video dropped, I performed Trabajo maybe 1,000 times. I was pushing that single, but I didn't have a video to it. It really took Nimrod to be like, listen, what you waiting for, girl?
Yeah.
Let's shoot this video. Let's make your dreams come true. Let's really do what we have to do in order for your vision to come to fruition. So, he pushed me with that. So now we have the video out. Before COVID, like I said, I was performing it a lot. I was putting it out. Right now, with the video being out and like things are slowly opening back up, I do have a couple of shows that are coming up. Every last Friday of the month, we have an open mic in Brooklyn. Everybody comes to see Trabajo. Sometimes we have people off the street come in like, hey, just come and join.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of interviews, a lot of shows. October 24th, I'll be in Philly performing.
Okay.
Also, you know, we have a couple of October 24th and also October 14th. Wait, is it October 14th? Tomorrow we'll be at other radio stations. We're going in with these radio stations and all these interviews. Yeah, letting everybody get to know who Durgaveli is.
Yes, I love it. Now you speak to your influences, one of which is another favorite of mine, Jadakiss, and another favorite, Jay-Z. So talk about all of. I know we had so much in common. I was like, this, she just doesn't even know. We got to connect.
That's
So
my
talk
best friend over there.
yes, exactly. Oh, trust me, it'll happen. Talk about your influences with that, those amazing artists.
I've always loved Jay-Z. I admire his storytelling as well as Biggie. Just the storytelling. A lot of my songs, I'm into storytelling as well. So I listen to them with their flows and how they're able to piece together a story and break it down so that when you actually listen to the music, it's like, damn, I was in that song. I know exactly what was going on. So they always influence me, especially Jay-Z. Jay-Z, I have a big poster in my house of Jay-Z from years ago at a concert that I was at. And he's influenced me. And then like I also like tend to like switch my flow up. Sometimes I revert back to like CNN, Capone Noriega, Stack
All the
Bundles,
good beats.
a lot of underground rappers. Yeah, a lot of underground rappers because it's like I grew up on that music. I grew up on, my cousins, my male cousins were older than me. So my grandmother used to be like, oh, don't play that music because there's girls in the house. And I will always sneak off to them like, can you play that again? So I was always a little tomboy with my cousins listening to that music, Rakim, Jay-Z, CNN. I love it.
I love it too. And you definitely got the grace as it relates to your inspiration. Now, was it only male inspiration? Did you have any female?
It's funny that you say that. No, I love me some Lil Kim and some Foxy Brown. No lie, I love them. Remy Ma's aggressiveness, because I do have other tracks where, a lot of you guys get like a lot of pop music, a lot of like dance feel good music, but then I also do have that aggressive music. It's not out yet, but wait till it is. I embrace my inner Remy Ma, sometimes my inner Little Kim, and just let it out. They were really big influences, but I also have like my own identity. So I didn't want to just like kind of take what it is that they did. I'm trying to remix it and do my own thing.
I'm glad you mentioned Little Kim because I said that in two of your songs, you have not only like a lyrical run of what she said in regards to your purses. You were saying something about the handbags. And then at the like the window when you were saying the LLC, before you got the LLC, you had access and it sounded just like her. And I was like, okay, this probably was an influence as well. And I was wondering if anyone has said you sound like Little Kim.
Yeah, I get Little Kim a lot. I get and I also like I had there's a producer by the name of Buck Wild that I met through an artist named Rasheed Chappelle. Big shout out to him. He just dropped the album today. And Buck Wild actually produced Biggie's I Got a Story to Tell. So when I came to the studio that day to help Rashid out with a hook that he wanted me on, he was playing my music, and Buckwa was like, "Oh, but she like a little female Biggie. I like her." I was like, "Oh my God, you actually knew the man. Thank you." Like I was so he blew my mind because he didn't know that I love Biggie. He didn't know I'm from Brooklyn. He didn't know my love, and he inspired me. So when he said that, and then this is somebody that he's worked with previously in the past, I had like a little tear in my eye, like I'm doing it right.
Confirmation, mama. It's confirmation. That's
Right.
awesome. Yes. So what's new? What do you have? I mean, I know you just got the video done for your song that's out now. And then as it relates to going forward, what are you planning to do? Are you going to release a full album or just an EP? Any holiday music? What do you have planned for the future?
So for the I have a new single that's gonna be dropping after Trabajo called Not New to Me. But I also have a lot of other tracks that are gonna a lot of other songs with other artists that are gonna be dropping before that. I believe Not New to Me is gonna be dropping in December around my birthday. I think I'm gonna gift myself that, do a little another crazy video. I don't know what I'm bringing to New York, but I might bring LA to New York, something. But I have Not New to Me, and then also I have another single that's gonna be dropping called So Cold. That's City the King, Happy Feliz, and me. That's my team. Shout out to Apex. And we're gonna be dropping that video soon. And I'm in Nimrod has a new video coming out called Love in Sections. I'm co-starring in the video. I'm not on the song, but I am co-starring in
Okay.
that video.
Okay. Yeah, you had
Yeah.
a good vibe. You all had a good vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. With the climate and where we are right now in terms of, the voting season and that, are you encouraging any of your fans to make certain that they are registered to vote? Do they have any kind of feedback for you in terms of voting, their experiences with it, that kind of thing? Where are you right now with your platform on voting?
Well, to be honest with you, I feel like America should be single for a little while with everything that we've been going through. It's
We need to break up with the government.
to break up with the government Trump for a little while. I'm gonna drink to that because that man drives me crazy. But I do encourage because I do work with a non-for-profit. And with the non-for-profit, we do encourage young women to make sure that they are registered to vote. We've been getting the word out. Then we have the ad attached to our webpage
Okay.
to make sure that you go and you register to vote. I encourage it. I really don't get too political on things, but I do. My thing is to always make sure that your voice is heard.
Right.
So
Right.
a vote means your voice is heard.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
make sure you get out there and vote. Make sure that you're registered to vote. Make sure that, you take care of your mail-in ballots. Did you hear about what happened in Virginia with the power line?
Well, I did. I'm in Virginia. And
Oh,
so I'm in Virginia. We just were having a conversation on text about it. I had, she's actually a friend of mine, but Senator Jennifer McClellan, she was on a few weeks ago, and we were talking about, and at that point, we were pretty much okay. We were all on the same page. Everybody was doing their early voting, and we were getting those things in line, and most of our policy is okay. But we one not only got the attack, the same attack that Michigan governor got, our Virginia governor got the same terrorism type of, attack call today, as well as now all of a sudden, the machine is broke for our voting. And it was just crazy because we were talking about the early voting. And I was saying, I want to be one of those poll watchers that goes on the day of and just be around. Being part of Virginia State University, that's where we vote. And Virginia State has a large facility. So just being there and that energy all day was one thing I was looking forward to. But, it's crazy just all of the, you know, I don't know, with all of the stops that they're pulling out right now to stop the voting and to enable us to be able to have our voices heard. It's unfortunate. It's crazy how things continue to unfold. So yes, I'm in Virginia and we are aware of what's going on. I'm sure we'll fix
It's
it, but
horrible.
yeah, it's crazy.
It's but we get to have our voices heard, and especially in the climate and what we're dealing with as Americans, especially as minorities. It's sad. It's really sad. And we have to push forward. We have to stand. We have to unify. We have to stand for one another. And also, if there's one thing that I've learned from working with other people, is that there's strength in numbers. So we have to really remember that when we're going to the polls. So even if you know somebody who doesn't know somebody, just tell them, listen, go register. Make sure you're registered. Let's get it together, because it's strength in numbers. So hopefully we're able to change it.
Yes, and I mean those that have not voted in the past, just thinking that it didn't matter or it wasn't something that they were interested in. Those are the folks that we want to reach now. And even just listening to Angela Rye talk about like Snoop Dogg had not voted in the past, and that was for some other personal things that he had going on. He wasn't aware that he could, but he was able to clear and actually vote. I mean, that's major. And even with that, his same situation probably is multiplied, as it relates to other people that thought that they couldn't vote as well. So in every community, in every, state, all of the, age groups, any of that, we have to be able to address their concerns as it relates to maybe I shouldn't because, or maybe I can't, or I don't quite understand what's going on, like really reaching out to be able to help them, to get a better understanding. So it's not so nervous to people that haven't done it before.
Right. Yeah, and the best thing that you can do is educate somebody and
Right,
inform somebody.
right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are not alone with not knowing that they can vote. They think because they have like a small charge, or that they feel like they can't vote. You
Yeah,
can get out there and vote. You just
absolutely.
have to really, like, I understand that there's certain, when you have a criminal record, yes, you can't vote, but at the same time there are certain things, and there's certain cases that really don't interfere with that. So hopefully, as
The
long as
cases, time, it's a lot of things that don't interfere with it that we think do, because you just read like, you just read the main.
you're right, you read the first sentence and then you know the whole body.
Yeah. No, you got to read the fine print. That's where it makes sense.
Right,
And
you
then
gotta
you
read the
better,
little print.
and in today's time, we know it's probably a lot of hidden print. So we really have to be able to get involved in that. How is COVID in New York now? I know that that was a real big situation, months ago. But has the cases come down any, or?
Oh, actually, just recently they just spiked. In certain areas they spiked. Actually, it spiked in my neighborhood. It spiked in my sister's neighborhood, which is Coney Island, and then mine's is Flushing, Queens. The COVID cases actually spiked against. Again, it could be the change in weather. And then again, a lot of these hospitals were marking flu cases as COVID cases. So let's pray that that's not happening anymore.
Right.
But apparently the numbers spiked. So what they were doing were like certain town shutdowns. So for example, like I said, my town was one of the zip codes that were mentioned. So they closed all non-essential businesses. Again, the hours went back to curfew hours in certain stores. So now the supermarkets now close at like 6 o'clock. You have to, of course, you have to wear your mask everywhere. They really push people to wear their mask and their gloves. Even in the buildings now, to walk in and out of a building, make sure you wear your gloves, make sure you have your mask on, because everybody's touching the doorknobs and stuff like that. But I've my one of my close friends' mother works in the hospital, and she said, it has gone down drastically, but you still have to make sure that you protect yourself and you're safe
Right.
out there. Just because you think that it's okay, and there are people out there that show no symptoms, and those people
Yeah.
can be infected and pass that
Right.
along to you. So you just always have to be careful out here.
Absolutely. And we've had a spike too here in Virginia. We just had our numbers released, and it's saying that we had like 800 overnight. So yeah, and they're
Oh,
saying that we're going into our second phase. Which is unfortunate. And that was what we were worried about, like what, in March, April, that we would see the
yep.
spike in the holiday time. So, we want to definitely talk about that to, all of the people that we can, to be encouraged, because it's a tough time. I mean, you're not only dealing with COVID, and then of course holidays are always difficult in terms of just trying to get everything you want to get done and be with family. And now we got to go back into the house, and so it's like one of those things where we're finding ways to stay encouraged, to stay, connected, using these type of platforms to educate folks and still be able to connect with friends and family. So your music, all of the things that you're doing in terms of excitement, to be able to share that with your friends, your family, people, your fans, it'll be amazing to, to do that in the midst of a possible spike.
Right. That I really like to make feel good music too.
Yeah,
That's my goal, to release feel good music, and thing music that makes you feel good,
yeah.
music that makes you want to get out of bed and go bust a move and do it, and go and have a day. Go do what you want to do. Go maybe pop a bottle of champagne in your
What?
car.
Day. We
Right.
don't even have to have an occasion for that. We can do it anytime. We can
Right.
Zoom
So
anytime and do this.
very important, like you said, with the holidays coming up,
Yep.
to make sure that you check in on your loved ones, because with COVID, they don't like to mention it, but like along with COVID, is literally depression creeping in right
Oh,
behind it.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it was already
So it's
there. And people are now
right,
just
and
kind of
then it's
coping
it's
with that.
and it's important to like check in with your loved ones, even the youth now, because think about it, they went from going to school every day, and now they're in the house, and they have to get used to just learning on the internet. Like, there's no human interaction, and without human interaction, you start to lack certain things, like learning how to
Absolutely.
communicate, how,
Absolutely.
face-to-face interactions. Like, it in a couple years, we might have kids coming out the house not knowing how to shake somebody's hand.
Well, they already don't know how, just from texting all the time. Now this is just adding to it. But the school online I have a 17-year-old, and this is his last year, and oh my gosh, it is just like, oh, it's so difficult because they're not used to it. We may have a different discipline and understanding, like we have to get things done, but they don't check in with that. They log in when they want, do what they want, grades all over the place. So it has been a very, 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 a time of just so many trying things, so many things that we have to really sit and kind of like realign and adjust to so much. And and not really understanding all of we got political things, we've got COVID, we've got new way of living. It's just like
I
champagne
saw
is what we
something.
need.
Exactly. I saw something the other day that made me laugh. They told one of the it was a woman on the internet. She said, "Teachers, why don't you send us the answer key? We don't know this stuff either."
No, you expect us to be, and I don't even touch it. I'm like trigonometry. That was, a few years back. I'm not gonna date myself, but a few years back, I'm like, I don't have to apply that in my day to day right now, so I don't know what to tell you.
Like, listen, back in my day, it was addition, subtraction, and multiplication. All this trigonometry.
Yes, I'm loving your sweatshirt. Speaking of multiplication and that, but your merch, I love that. Where can we find it?
You can. I have an Instagram page right now. We're rebuilding the website.
Okay.
Um, right now, it's not available, but you can log on. You can find me on Instagram at Durga_merch. So it's DURGA_merch. Right now, I have women's sweatsuits available. I have male sweatsuits available. I have different styles, different colors. A lot of the stuff is on the website. If you see something you like and you want it in a different color, you can just DM me and I'll get all the stuff and all the information over to you. I have red, black, grays, all different types of colors.
Oh, I'm getting that Durga merch, guys. I love that sweatshirt. Sit back so
Thank
we can see it. When you actually came on, I was just like, oh, I love it. The font is awesome. Yes. And it's so exciting. So now, are you on all platforms already with okay, you're already on the platforms, and let everybody know again your new single and where they can find it, and obviously to be able to follow you.
Okay, so my new single is called Trabajo and it's streaming on all platforms: Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, LimeWire. If you have that, I heard it's big overseas. It's also available on Audio Mac. Again, under Durgaveli, DURGAVELI. Alongside of Trabajo, you will also find my other music because I do have other singles that I've just
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah.
Have the verse that just came out also with Nimrod, which is available on YouTube only. And I also have a song called Beloved that we just dropped with my team. Big shout out to Fresh Mind. That is available on Fresh Mind Files Volume 2. I'm
Okay.
on volume one. I'm on volume 1 too, but volume 2 right now we're pushing that single Beloved. And yeah, go stream Trabajo. I love it.
I know. I love it. The glow. Yes, I love it. It was definitely a pleasure talking to you, and I appreciate you taking time to be able to share your new project. And we wish you all the best, much success, and we will keep in contact because I do have a couple of things that I want to share with you as well. So we'll do that and this time afterwards, and we will have you come back again maybe by the holidays and let us know when you drop something new. We definitely would love to hear from you again.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you. I love your energy.
Yes, it
Hello,
was a pleasure,
girl.
Reach. I know, girl. When you was doing the popping the bottles, I was like, yes, that's my sister. Ladies and gentlemen, Durga, we love her. We appreciate her coming by. The music is fire. And you can check it out on my Instagram page, Champagne and V, but Champagne and Conversations, of course. Durga's conversation will be there, and we appreciate you all spending time with us today on Champagne and Conversations. Bye.
Thank you.